Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, August 26th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I expand my discernment by consulting my holistic self. And the holistic self is the body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart, not just listening to the mind. We have a tendency as humans, we've been trained as humans, like animals in a zoo, to only listen to the mind. But there is a committee, thinking of my friend who sent me a meme about, all the versions of ourselves. We all have multi-layers, and it doesn't make you schizophrenic. It's pieces of yourself that have varying information, that have varying wisdom, that have varying perspectives. And we can really expand ourselves and expand our discernment when we connect into more than just our mind. And today definitely is bringing us to that. So we actually have a fast-moving yod today. We have Pluto and the moon in Aries. Oh, wait. Sorry, no. I want it to be Pluto. It's not Pluto. I'm looking at that. I'm that doesn't work. No, sorry. It's Jupiter. Sorry, Jupiter in Aquarius and the moon in Aries feeding into Mercury in Virgo. It's so funny that I want it to be Pluto. Pluto has another connection that it's making. So this is very interesting. That Mercury in Virgo energy, this is important. That's where the finger of God is are you paying attention? And to me, Mercury in Virgo, beyond connecting and listening to your holistic self, Mercury in Virgo is reminding us to practice discernment. Look before you leap. Moon in Aries, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your hidden motivations. What is true for you? That's very important in this. Even Jupiter in Aquarius. Jupiter in Aquarius, as the moon in Aries, is the moon in Aries is reminding you, pay attention to yourself. What is true for you? What is right for you? The truest you. Jupiter in Aquarius in this energy, I feel, is being when you align with your highest path, you do the best for the world, our community around us. And so that's what we're trying to work through and discern in and through this. But again, that pointing at Mercury and Virgo is reminding you, don't just use your mind. Do consult body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. Are you listening to your intuition to make these decisions? Are you listening to your body? What is your body saying? How about your spirit? What is your spirit's role in all of this? Consult the mind as well. Listen to the heart. There's so many layers of it. But this is where we all need to get as humans, where we are consulting the wholeness of ourselves in order to move forward. Now, there's a few other interesting pieces today. I mentioned yesterday how we have Venus and Chiron in opposition today. So Venus and Chiron in opposition is again reminding us we are here to heal the relationship we have with ourselves. We are here to heal who we are, and that's where we start. So we may get interesting reflections in other relationships and in the world through this opposition, but there is beautiful healing potential, especially when you do start with the relationship that you have for yourself. Now, few other interesting pieces feeding in. Okay, so I mentioned yesterday that we have the North Node and Ceres hanging out together. Ceres being that nurturing mother energy. So with Ceres on the North Node, it's this is the direction we want to move in. But what is so interesting is Pallas. Pallas can really represent patriarchal energy. And we have Pallas with Neptune. And so with Pallas with Neptune, it's we're releasing the illusions of the patriarchal way of doing things. Release that from your holistic self. Release that from your decision making and really listen. What nurtures you? Body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. What nurtures you on those levels? And that will help in and through this. So I did mention the Pluto piece. Mercury and Pluto will be trine, and Moon and Pluto will be squaring each other. So that Mercury trine Pluto, are you in your power? That's another thing to address in and through this Yod energy, in and through expanding your discernment. Are you in your power, or have you given that power away? Really recognizing that. Moon squaring Pluto, there may be some square situations. There may be some resistance. There may be some pushback. And that happens in the world, right? But that Moon in Aries keeps reminding us, as well as Chiron, to thine own self be true. Keep coming back to yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that like your first instinct is necessarily right, although a lot of times it can be. With the Moon, there can be hidden elements. So really, really check your motivations and really listen, again, to all of the layers of yourself. Now, besides all this interestingness, let's see, the Yod is going to be peaking right around 2 p.m. Pacific time. But we're going to be feeling it. We'll be feeling it through a lot of the day, but it's fast moving, so it'll be done tomorrow. Yes, this is important. This is important. Mercury and Virgo, really listening to your holistic self. After all this, we have the Moon going void of course, and the Moon will be shifting into Taurus later in the evening, 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. So Moon in Taurus will hopefully, gosh, I listen to my scopes. I don't sit and listen back to them, but I recall the wisdom that comes through, and I remember the wisdom, like, don't overdo it. And oh my gosh, between Aries and Virgo, I've been like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I only have a limited amount of energy with which I can actually do things. Moon and Taurus, between that and Virgo, we may have a very practical mindset, but hopefully it will tone down any of the overdoing if you are overdoing it at all. But we'll dig into Moon and Virgo a little bit more tomorrow. Top of the cards, we have the burden. Watch out for overuse of the mind in all of this. I love that the totality card is right under that. Be here now. Be present now. Present in your body, listening to all the parts of yourself. Oh my God, so important. And as we do that, look what we do. We peel through the layers. We come to a place of awareness. This is so important right now. There's so many illusions out there. Just so much. And I don't care what side of any of the debates you're on, there are illusions in all of them. And so it's just really important to get very clear within yourself, or as clear as possible within yourself. The letting go card. This may be through the awareness that you may have been holding something and like, oh, this isn't for me. I'm releasing this. I'm letting it go. So watch for this. This may have a bit of an emotional process with it as well. Cards 8 and 9 of Waterworks. And then we have, this is when the Moon shifts into void, of course, and goes into Pisces. Or not Pisces, sorry, Taurus. I think of this card as very Pisces. The laziness card. It's not about being lazy. It's taking a rest, sitting back, and knowing there's still work to be done. Those shards of glass, yeah, there's still work to be done. There's still reflections that are showing us where we can do the work, let go, find discernment, all of that. But for now, relax, take it easy. You did good. All right, so that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. It's mimiclark@gmail.com. I was asked to say it slower, but I post it under the video on YouTube in the details always. So you can always find how to reach me there. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.